Back, it's time to talk with our Metro Council members, and District 19's Anthony Piagentini joins us. He, of course, represents many East End neighborhoods, including Beckley Woods to Lake Forest and Middletown to Douglas Hills and many more, of course. And Metro Councilman, thank you so much for being here today. I wanted to ask you right as we begin, because you've been vocal about it on social media, about the kidnapping that we had of a mother and two children on Friday. A very scary situation. Luckily, they are all okay, but we learned after investigation that the suspect was supposed to be serving a 14-year prison sentence and was shock probated in 5 months. You've been very vocal about this. What can we ask you about? You're actually asking for the judge's removal? Yeah,
so what I've learned since is that this is far more common. I think what we need to start doing is, certainly focus on this case, but look at the entire judiciary. And what we found out just in the last year and a half, there's been over 300 shock probations handed out. Almost 40%, over 40% of the shock probations that are requested are granted. So I think we need to do a deep dive, and we're already starting to do that with the clerk of the court. We're asking for more data about how many, which judges are giving away the most, and then how many of them have reoffended, right, or broke their probation. So we're getting that information right now from the courts, and it's not so much that Metro Council deserves that information, the public deserves that information. Right. And then they can make decisions on who these elected judges are and whether or not they properly represent them. But I have a real philosophical issue with shock probation. I think this was obviously a very bad decision. How somebody goes from 14-year sentence to a 5-month sentence makes no sense to me whatsoever. No proven track record of spending any amount of time that they were originally allocated. So I think we need to take a hard look at that process, and we need far more transparency out of the judiciary and our county and Commonwealth attorneys.
And certainly we hear from police a lot of times when they lock people up, they are right back out. But Judge Jessica Green, we're talking about in this instance, there are a lot of judges who say, you know, they're under a lot of pressure because the jails are full, the prisons are full. What do we do then in that situation? They are under pressure, you have to believe.
Yeah, but we should not be making decisions on whether or not to lock somebody up because the jail is full. If we need a bigger jail, let's build a bigger jail. And I think that's going to be part of a multifaceted plan that I know my caucus is going to talk about in September on what we need to do to, number one, give more transparency to the public, and number two, have not just LMPD, but all these other agencies taking crime and taking punishment far more seriously.
All right, I want to ask you real quick about the Middletown Festival. It's coming up, not this weekend, it's in the first weekend in September?
Correct, first full weekend in September. Yeah, at the Middletown Festival, great time, really family-friendly event. I will have my own booth there, so which I always do every year, so you can come by, ask me questions, just reconnect and all this, but it's a wonderful time. The whole community and really surrounding communities come out to enjoy the vendors, enjoy the time, and enjoy the weekend.
Okay, and I want you to be able to come back for this because we didn't really have time to ask you about the First Responders Awareness Month. That is coming up also in September.
Law Enforcement Appreciation in September, yes. Okay. We're going to have more about that soon.
Okay, we'll have you back. Thank you so much. We'll be right back.
Thank you.